Hey there, Spare Tire here. We're gonna head outside for this one. I need some space to air out my puny brain. I'll get back to you when I find my little spot for thinking. Hold on a second. This can't be it. Oh, come on. Okay, I seem to have gotten away from him, but I don't know if the coast is clear or not. I'm just gonna get out of here. Quite the adventure indeed. Ignore that. Don't you just love it when you want to be somewhere but you end up somewhere else? But now that we're here, let's get to it. I'm going to be talking about a situation that's been bothering me for a while. Today's discussion, can't really call it a discussion, but it's going to be about our kids, our offspring, our descendants. Did you know you're supposed to guide your kids? You're supposed to be teaching them what to do, how to live. I mean, yeah, you can let them figure it out along the way, but you still have to show them the ropes. And even for some of those who don't have kids, it's still your duty as an adult to guide someone else's child brain. It's the perfect response to protect your kid, but if someone's also protecting your kid, try not to get upset and attack that person because they beat you to it. You can't do it alone. And on that same note, you can even listen to your kids. They know themselves a little better than anyone else. If you ask them about anything, chances are they'll tell you the truth, or they'll say they don't know. And if you're having problems with them talking to you, then they don't know or trust you as their parent. Your kid doesn't know you enough to be honest with you and actually want to talk. Why am I on this whole trip? You'll know in a second. Now that I've gotten my air, we'll head back to the room and get to the point of this whole thing. Seriously trying to stay out of Limgrave though? Been there procrastinating long enough. Now I'm being pulled back in for just because. I really don't even want to do a gaming thing. But who knows? Might have to bite that cannonball at some point, you know? Ah, home sweet home. AC, TV. Anyway, story time. Since the COVID situation blew up, people have been getting a little closer. Sex. Talking about sex. Making babies. Y'all been making babies. Like indiscriminately. Just shooting out kids. During my commute to my job, I was waiting at the bus stop. This lady and her possibly 3-year-old kid came out of the store behind me. I saw the little girl first. She ran past me towards the street. So, without thinking, I darted towards her, grabbed her, and had to jump backwards to avoid both of us being hit by a truck. The woman was, of course, not paying attention because when they came out of the store, she was on her phone, and this kid just kind of took off away from her because I guess she saw cars moving and felt like, hey, I want to go out there. But point being, she appreciated it, but then she realizes that she messed up. After that whole thing went down, I basically hopped on the bus, went on to work, and for the rest of the day, that entire ordeal was making me think, how can you be so irresponsible with your child? Someone you take care of nonstop, daily, taking for granted a gift of life. Doesn't matter how it came about. You decided to raise the kid for a reason. Kids already have it hard enough as it is, with drugs, scammers, school, creepy Aunt Robert, uh, cults. They don't need negligent parents thrown in the mix. But that little almost incident had me thinking about my coworker. She has three kids, two boys, one girl. Jalen, Chase, and Madison. When I tell you I fell in love with these goobers, I mean it. She often brought them to work because the sitter was unavailable. And of course, for those who know me, hi there, Spare Tire here. If you want to get to know me, you can always like and subscribe, you filthy troglodyte. Knows that I started goofing off with them, and that usually escalates into a Kamehameha. I introduced them to my daughter after some time. The boys did their own thing, and the girls hit it off pretty well. About a year passes, and the girls propose a sleepover. I asked the mom, she said it's okay, it'll all go down at her place. So now it's Friday, sleepover tomorrow. I have multiple things I need to do after work, so I'm rushing out. Madison tries to get my attention for a hug before I leave. Already out the door, I yell back, I'll see you tomorrow, before the sleepover, okay? Saturday morning, I wake up fairly early on my day off, but I got something I need to take care of. I go ahead and scroll through Facebook, and I saw a post that had Madison's name on it. And the comments were things like, I'm so sorry, and it's better for her now. So I tried to contact her mom to find out what's happening. Didn't get through. So I was scrolling through Facebook looking for clues, and I came across a comment that said Madison died in her sleep. When I tell you that hit me like a brick, as close as I was to these three kids and their mother, as far as them being at the job goes, I didn't know that Madison was a diabetic. She'd been dealing with the usual routines, regular med schedule, 3 times a day to keep her glucose in check. Her mom clearly had everything under control. From a small bit of information, she, as well as her mom, her brothers, her mom's partner, were doing their best to make her comfortable. To think, after all that girl was going through, the last thing I said to her was, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? The Madison story hit me pretty hard, seeing as how my daughter was about the same age. I believe Madison was maybe a year older than my daughter. But on top of that, when that happened with her, it made me think of another little girl who was in a particular situation as far as death goes. But this situation, this little girl decided to choose her death. A 14-year-old child made a decision to die rather than put her family and herself through the pain that she was going through. Jerica Bolin, 14 years old. She died because she decided to cease her treatments. She suffered from spinal muscular atrophy type 2. I'm not a doctor, but that sounds severe. Saying she was pretty much immobile and in constant pain her entire life. And she decided to have the bravery to make that choice. I don't know this girl. I never knew her, never met her. But if you're interested, you can always look her up. Her story is pretty well known for those who go looking for it. I came across Jerica's story when I was waking up. Picked up my phone, as we all often do, scrolled through Facebook, browsed the internet, and came across this random story. And it was of her celebration before she decided to cease her treatments. I'm not sure if it's because I have a daughter And I wouldn't dream of anything like that happening to her or her having to make those kind of decisions. But for lack of a better word, bothers me.
A Wisconsin teen who made national headlines for
Now,
planning
an
to
Appleton
end her
teen who
life
sparked a
has
nationwide
died.
debate on the right to
14-year-old
die
Jerica Bolin
has
suffered
passed
from a
away.
painful disease
Jerica
that
Bolin
prevented
lived with
her
a
from
severe
using her
form of
muscles.
spinal
Last
muscular
month, after at
atrophy.
least 30
As our Casey
operations,
Geraldo
she
tells
stopped
us,
the medical treatments.
Jerica will be
She was in
remembered for
hospice
her
care
smile.
in Sheboygan Falls.
The point I'm trying to make is simple. Pay attention to your kids, listen to your kids, and most of all, take care of them. You never know what'll happen. The way things are nowadays, one should consider the worst and prepare accordingly. The world is a dangerous place. We should make sure our kids feel like everything is okay with mom and dad. There are too many parents out here who are doing the best they can and still losing, while others are using their kids for the benefits. Believe it or don't, they are our future, and we need to teach them and set them on their path. I know you can do it. You know you can do it. But that'll be it for me. Do the things, like and subscribe if you want to keep up with my progress. But I'm Spare Tire. Just Spare Tire. And this is where I leave you. Good luck.